We elect Leah Patterson-Lust, probate judge.
The probate judge has hearings to determine guardianship and conservatorship, adoptions, psychiatric commitments, and to settle all estates. 480 adoption hearings. I have held almost 2,500 hearings for probate cases.
Visit Glover's Plants and Produce as they celebrate autumn. Come see an autumn colorscape of beauty. Our prices are so low it's scary. When you shop at Glover's, you'll see many of your friends saving money too. Eat healthy with fresh fruits and vegetables for your family, while you pay less and get more. Shop Glover's autumn selection of beautiful mums and other fall flowers. At Glover's Plants and Produce, hurry in now.
We continue on Inside Coleman County Football with the Coleman Bearcats. It is a playoff atmosphere this week for the Bearcats before they start thinking about the Class 5A state playoffs next week. Their opportunity last week to win the 5A Region 8 championship, it didn't come out on top. The Bearcats lost to the Muscle Shoals Trojans 35-20, and Muscle Shoals goes home with the 5A Region 8 title. At the same time, the Bearcats got some help. The Russellville Golden Tigers upset Hartselle 6-3, creating a three-way tie for second place in the standings in Class 5A Region 8. The Bearcats, Hartselle, and Russellville are all 5-2. Muscle Shoals is the champion out of this region at 7-0. Well, this week it's non-regional play, or what they call designated games, that will determine how the teams go into the playoffs seeded second, third, and fourth. It comes down to this. It's Hartselle and Coleman. Hartselle is basically in the driver's seats. This week the Tigers play at Austin in Decatur at Ogle Stadium in the River City tonight. The Bearcats go into Jefferson County tomorrow night and take on Centerpoint. If Hartselle wins, then that gives them 2 victories in designated games against their defeated opponents who have 12 wins. Coleman doesn't have as many wins against their designated opponents as compared to Hartselle. But if the Tigers lose tonight to the Black Bears, who are 7-2, and the Bearcats defeat the Centerpoint Eagles tomorrow night, who is 4-5, Coleman will head into the playoffs as second in this region behind Muscle Shoals and will host a first-round playoff game, getting the number 3 seed out of Region 7, who will be Arab. The number 3 seed out of this region will go to Attala next week and take on Etowah, who is second in Class 5A Region 7 behind Fort Payne. For Hartselle, if they lose tonight, then they drop all the way down to 4th place if the Bearcats come up victorious. For the Bearcats, a chance to finish the regular season 8-2 will be an improvement after going 7-3 last year. The Bearcats are going to the postseason for the 11th time in 12 years under current coach Mark Britton. If the Bearcats are victorious Friday night in Jefferson County, that'll be career win number 103 for Coach Britton, leaving them 3 victories behind the legendary Oliver Woodard, who is the winningest coach in Coleman football history at the present time, with 106 victories when he did that from 1959 until 1973. But this week, the Hartselle Tigers tonight in Austin against the Black Bears at Ogle Stadium in Decatur, and the Bearcats Friday night at Centerpoint down in Jefferson County. They used to be known as Irwin High School, that produced one time a great athlete by the name of Randy Putman. So good luck to the Coleman Bearcats this week, and we'll continue with more of Inside Coleman County Football right after this.
It was the craziest thing. I was just driving along, and this squirrel came out of nowhere.
Wow. The good news is, Alpha has the largest customer service team in Alabama. So you'll be dealing with people here, not all over the country.
Awesome. Really not a scratch on it.
You are lucky.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Jesse Jake Farr, age 54, of Crane Hill, are incomplete and will be announced at a later time by Holly Pond Funeral Home. Mr. Farr passed away yesterday. Funeral services for Doyce Joe Barnett, age 70, of Cullman, are incomplete and will be announced at a later time by Holly Pond Funeral Home. Mr. Barnett passed away yesterday. Funeral services for Billy Jean Pepper, age 78, of Cullman, will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home Chapel. Tim Lipsy officiating. Interment in Etha Cemetery. Cullman Heritage is directing. Mr. Pepper died on Wednesday in Athens. Visitation will be 10:30 until 1 p.m. on Saturday at the funeral home. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Friday, the second day of November. And a quick reminder, the time change is this weekend.
Yes, this weekend. Let's not forget that.
Set your clocks back 1 hour, or you'll be the first person in church on Sunday morning.
And maybe the only.
And wondering where everybody else is.
Right.
Let's start with the weather for today. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for today, the average high temperature is 70, the average low is 40, the record high 87 in 2003, the record low 22 in 1939. Sunrise this morning will be at 8 minutes after 7, and sunset this afternoon at 5:53. The weather satellite picture shows this. Looks like a little bit of storm activity up in the northern Midwest. Maybe things are starting to settle down with Hurricane Sandy. Here's our part of the country. It looks pretty nice in the southeast for today. Here's our forecast. Sunny today, a high of 69. Clear tonight, low near 43. Sunny again tomorrow, warming up to 77. Then a slight chance of rain tomorrow night, low of 53. Sunday, 75. Then cooling off 66 on Monday, 59 on Tuesday, 60 on Wednesday, but plenty of sunshine. Beautiful weather for the next several days. A lot of football to talk about.
A lot of football.
I know you're anxiously
My
awaiting.
favorite subject is football.
That's why Paige likes to work on Saturday.
Yeah, working on Saturday.
You don't have to watch the games.
No.
Do you have a TV at the Aquatic Center, or do you pay attention?
No, I never pay attention to it.
Do they put the game on?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So you still have to ignore it?
Yes.
Okay. We do have the channel lineup, and we'll let you know where you can watch the games. New Mexico State at Auburn. That kicks off at 11:30 tomorrow morning, and that will be on the Comcast Sports Network. I've never seen a ball game on that network. That is channel 33. And then, of course, the big ball game tomorrow night, Alabama at LSU, kicks off at 7 o'clock. That is on the CBS network, which is Channel 7, and the high definition is 707. So Alabama and LSU, once again, third time they've played in a year.
Wow. Wow.
Should be a big, big ball game. Do you want to talk about our artwork?
Yes.
It kind of jumps out at you, doesn't it?
Yes, Miss Jacqueline actually did this little bear, and I love him. I think he's adorable. He has little fall leaves around him. So thank you, Miss Jacqueline, for our bear.
I think it looks like a big bear.
It does look like a big bear. It
Looking
does.
over my shoulder.
Yes.
Like I haven't seen this bear.
Yes.
Jacqueline painted that. Okay. Very good. We try to have different artwork with local artists every month here on Today on 2. This is Friday. It's That Politics. Who's our guest today?
Our guest for today is Mr. Randall Shedd, and he will be speaking with George and the panel of Toms.
Okay, that's what we have lined up for today. Oh, here's our Facebook friend. Oh, we know Joanne.
Joanne Walls, that's right. She is our Facebook friend, and she likes the Republican Party and rafting. So thank you, Joanne, for being our Facebook friend. And if you would like to be our Facebook friend of the day, you can visit us on Facebook at Channel 2, spell out the word 2, Coleman, friend us, and maybe you'll get chosen.
Joanne is on the city council in Hanceville, or at least has been. So anyway, let's get to our politics right after this commercial break.
Premier Bank is asking for your vote. We want to be your bank. Our platform is simple, service that no other bank can offer. We're locally owned and operated, and that means we make decisions right here. So vote today for Mom, Apple Pie, and Premier Bank. I'm Jay Mullins, and I approve this message.
Often these days, seniors feel taken for granted, as if their needs just don't matter, and their experience doesn't count. Tammy Brown would like for you to know,
as a senior in Coleman County, you deserve the best. Each case filed in probate court regarding our seniors is different. And as your probate judge, I will handle each case individually. I want you to know that you won't be taken for granted and that you will be treated with dignity and respect.
November 6th, elect a probate judge who will listen. Tammy Brown.
If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed, and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it, and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama, it's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from two big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse, November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for President, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for President of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
And welcome to That's Politics on a Friday. Thank you for joining us. We're not all here yet. Some have said that about me for years. But we want to welcome Mr. Burleson, and I want to welcome Fairview Mayor Randall Shedd. Thank you, Randall, for coming to see us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to it.
You know, we're going to be talking in a few minutes with Randall about all the number of years he's spent in the political arena, beginning with the courthouse as chairman of the county commission, right?
That's right.
And even through his position as mayor out at the good city of Fairview. But I'd like to go ahead initially here and address an issue that's the hot spot when it comes to local politics. As we know, the hotly contested probate judges race is underway, and judging by the morning Coleman Times edition, it was in yesterday's forum when they had the two candidates there answering questions, and that happened to be the one hot spot was the issue that Leah Patterson-Lust accusing Tammy Brown of taking money. Was it an estate, Mr. Burleson,
taking care of someone's interests, financial interests. I forgot the political term. But basically, in essence, Leah Patterson Lust accusing Tammy Brown of taking money when she shouldn't have. This event occurred in 2009, I believe, when Tammy was in the probate judge's office, and Leah Patterson was there as probate judge. And eventually, Tammy Brown paid the money back. She said it wasn't worth a headache when it came to all the negative stuff going on. I don't know if there was a bone of contention between the two women at that point or what, but I do know that we had an event yesterday, which I thought was kind of interesting. I didn't see it in the Coleman Times, but apparently in this race, the Alabama Republican Party is calling on Leah Patterson Lust to stop using the GOP sign, the elephant, in her advertising. Now, I have not seen. I think what they're talking about is the Coleman. What is this? Coleman Sense? Is that what it's called? I believe this little newspaper that came out, and unfortunately, Mr. Noah Chandler, who runs this small newspaper, his web designer and layout man put the wrong emblem below Leah Patterson Lust's sign. What is really interesting, of course, is the response that the probate judge made. In response, Leah Patterson Lust, who's running for re-election, and has said that the Republicans are resorting to, quote, desperate false attacks. So what a heck of a situation to be in whenever you're running a small little newspaper and you put the wrong emblem up, I don't know that anybody was at fault there, but I'm not sure. I just know that next Tuesday's election day, and so many of us will want that to be over with for various and sundry reasons. Now, it could be worse, though. I mean, you could be living in one of those northern states, right, Randall?
Oh, that's for sure. I really feel for those folks. It's terrible what they're going through, and they certainly need our prayers.
Yeah, that is true. It is a tumultuous time in American history right now, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
I believe I read where there was 24 states affected by that. That's half of our country, that was affected by this. So it's terrible, and it puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Well,
George, I'd like to say that where Randall Shedd has served this county outstanding, I think. He was elected chairman when he was very young. He's done a great job. He's done a good job.
When he was just a baby.
Yeah, he's done a good job at Fairview.
You look like a teenager, the pictures I've seen.
He's done a good job at Fairview, as mayor of Fairview.
He's been outstanding.
He's been a contributor in this county. That's really great.
Well, I appreciate those kind words. It's really truly been an honor and a privilege to serve in the capacities, and I thank the people of Coleman County. I thank my neighbors at Fairview for it's really been an honor to serve as mayor of Fairview, and obviously it was an honor to serve the county commission for a couple of terms. But when you're serving your neighbors, that's real special. And the work we've been able to work on is things that you can see the results of pretty soon, and some of the things we work on at the county level, Tom and both Toms and you as former chairman, and sometimes the work you do, you don't see the results of it for 10 years,
But Randall, isn't it good that you can help somebody and you know that it's benefited those people?
Well, that's true.
It's a good feeling to have.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm just thankful for the experience the good Lord has blessed me these many years, and I'm thankful. I really am.
Boy, he blessed me too.
Let me ask you, Randall, what first led to you wanting to get involved in politics as running for the chairman?
Well, I had an inspiration. There was a fellow named Tom Drake that was running around all over the county.
Oh, really?
And my dad was campaigning for him all over the country, and I was tagging along as a little boy, and the political bug bit me. And,
how old were you?
Well, I remember being at the courthouse at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was 12 years old, watching Tom Drake's results come in. And, back then, the boxes would come in all during the night. And Bob McGookin was the announcer at the courthouse, and he would announce the results of each precinct, you know, and everybody wanted to know, and not only wanted to know who won the election, but they wanted to know who voted for them, you know, which beat, which precinct voted. Isn't that right, Tom?
Exactly right.
You know, you want to know if you did well at Welty or if you did well at Battleground, you know, and so it was just a fun experience, you know. It was, you know, you got political football and then you got football.
You know, Randall, back then, they used to count those votes at those places. You know, they'd count them the groups, you know. They didn't have no machine.
That's right.
So those ballots would, sometimes it'd be 1 or 2 o'clock before they
That's right.
get in.
Did you have Republican opposition the first time you ran?
I did.
Who? Do you remember who it was?
I do. Wayne Walker.
Wayne Walker. Huh. Boy, there weren't many Republicans.
Well, I thought there was plenty.
Oh, there's quite a few.
Well, no, it was competitive even then.
Really?
You know, it was just obviously the Democrat Party was the dominant party in those days, and then that's a change, you know, that has taken place and evolved into the Republican Party is the dominant party now, and but there was always a competitive, you know. Guy Hunt had one probate judge, and had I guess that was a rebirth of the Republican Party at that time, but it was competitive.
Where was the hottest spot for Democrats and the hottest spot for Republicans, where they leaned one way very strongly?
Well, I don't know.
Hansville, I'd say, was a good place for Democrats.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was Holly Pond like?
No, it was better for Republicans.
Holly Pond was mostly Republican, right?
Yeah. Crane Hill, I think, if I recall, was a strong Republican area.
Can you explain how that evolved so that they were strongly Democrat or Republican? See, I'm always curious as to what forces come into play to make a community lean one way or the other.
I don't know. I just think when they're settled there, there's Republicans or Democrats.
Previous generation, the previous generation,
but in those
convinced those people.
In those days, you didn't campaign like you campaign now. You went to every house. I went to every house in Coleman County when I ran for office. I mean, you had to do that, and the first thing you do is find out who the chairman of the beat committee was out there, and then you'd get him, and he'd get all of his people that he knew, and he'd line them up for you, you know, and if you got the beat commitment on your side, you're in pretty good shape.
And you worked hard, too.
Oh, yes, sir.
The voters could tell whether or not you were interested enough to work hard, and I mean, people watch that, you know, and I always laughed about Raymond Higdon used to tell folks, you know, Raymond campaigned, those of you that remember him, he'd campaign in an old beat-up pickup truck that just, he didn't have second gear, he just went from first to third in that old truck, you know, and that'd draw a lot of attention,
and pick you out. Art Culpepper picked me out in one of the sorriest old cars he had to go out there and campaign. He said, "You can't campaign and you would win."
The thinking was you had to. People would need to know that you needed that job, and of course that wasn't a problem for me.
I didn't realize that.
That wasn't a problem for me because that old Mercury I had didn't even have brakes on it.
Everybody needed a job back
then. What Mr. Drake said regarding seeking out the beat committeeman, and he would make a difference. Were people more inclined to trust one of these poll representatives, committeemen?
I trusted all of them. I thought we had real good beat committeemen that ever beat in the county. I mean, they were first class. That people in the beat would elect them, you know, and select them, and they'd try to get the best people they could.
Yeah.
So it's probably the top campaigner in this county at that time probably was Raymond Higdon.
Raymond Higdon. Okay.
Raymond said politics was just like shaving. You had to do it every day. And then Bill Bolling comes along and wins with a full beard and change politics. You know?
But old Raymond was every day. I don't care where he was at. He's politics.
Yeah. Listen, do you a favor too. If you stuck way out in the country like my wife and mother-in-law was, they was way up a bad road, and of all people to run into him out there, he ran into them, he got their car started and got them back on the road.
Wore many hats. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these words.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. And I humbly ask the voters of Coleman County to please look at my record. Look at the things that I've accomplished during this term in office. And to please consider voting for me as I seek re-election in November of 2012. Thank you so much for your consideration.
Welcome back to That's Politics. We're talking to Mr. Randall Shedd, who's worn many hats in his, how many year career in politics?
Well, I first ran in 1974, so somebody just have to do the math.
Wow, 8, 9, 10. So we're talking about almost 50 years?
That's back in the good old days.
Okay. Golly day. We got lots to talk to Randall about, but I'm kind of curious about the history of this thing and some of the. And if people knew how people were going to vote without polling, it'd be a great thing. But there are a lot of undercurrents in politics, are there not, that cause people to vote a certain way. What are some of those things that influence numbers of people so that one candidate wins decisively? Let's say. What kind of issues?
In a certain spot.
You've got to have a gimmick. I had a gimmick.
A gimmick?
Wrestling. I wrestled every week on television, and I beat 11 without a runoff the first time around just because of that.
But did you wrestle to get into politics, or were you a wrestler before you got into politics?
I was a wrestler before I got into politics.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that sort of separated you from everybody else.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is that got your attention, that got people's attention, you know, and my youth got people's attention, you know, and
what year was that again, Randall?
1974, I ran for the county commission. I was elected in 1976 at age 23.
Yeah.
And of course, that being that young, I was able to sort of slip up on them, you know, so to speak. They didn't give me a chance.
Didn't
think I had a chance, and had a lot of friends. You know, I'd made friends through church, and that wasn't the purpose of it, but
right.
You know, and the political folks. Some of the political folks didn't know that, and did work hard. The last 2 weeks before the election, I just slept every other night. You know,
really?
Campaign all night long. And
where would you go in those years that in the middle of the night someone would be awake? Well, factories or something.
Right. You put up political signs. You know, and Jack's truck stop was open. You go in through there, and
boy, that was dedication.
And plant. You know. Plant changes, shift changes, right. You know, and a lot of the plants through through the community here. They change at different times. So, but let me tell you something. Every vote's important. And you got to run like you need 5 more votes because you may do it.
Yeah. And a lot of times, whether you got this beat or not, it depended on the influence of the people in that beat. One man might have enough influence that he can take the whole beat.
Right.
And if you could get him, then you could win the beat.
There's some beats like that too, though.
Oh yeah. You had to really know the beats.
Did you encounter resistance going into an office were there 2 associate commissioners?
We had 2 commissioners.
And what were their ages?
They were in Dane Estes was one commissioner, and he was in his probably 50s, and Pete Bailey was in his early 60s. And I got a little article coming out in our senior paper Sunday that talking to we've been doing the former chairman, as you know, series, and Dane Estes and Pete Bailey took me under their wing, and Lucille Galeen was a genius. She was the county clerk, and she took me under her wing, and we worked at it and all, but those folks could have ruined me as a young man, but they really, I'll always appreciate them, and of course right down the hall was a good man that was probate judge.
Good for nothing.
If I needed any advice.
He and I went in the office same time.
That's right.
Same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
What did you spend? Do you remember what you spent on that campaign, the first one?
Well, I didn't have much to spend, I really didn't.
You didn't spend much.
No,
you had to walk the road, didn't you?
That's right.
The largest campaign contribution I got when I ran for office the first time was $600.
That was 62, was it?
Yeah.
Well, man, you got the bank. You got $600.
$600.
Shoot.
You'd be surprised who gave it to me.
I remember.
Bully Moon.
I remember having my Mercury wore it out, and so I swapped it for an old '62 Chevrolet. And the fan, when I let off the gas, it would get in the radiator, and make a loud noise. And so, it's kind of like Raymond Higdon. I guess I picked that up from him unintentionally. But you pull into a political rally, and let off, and it'd make a racket, and everybody look. And people would say, well, that boy needs a job. And I did.
Old Raymond would go out and buy the worst looking truck he could find to campaign in.
He did.
But there's one thing that hadn't changed. It's been the same ever since 1963. You got people out there that are so sorry that they'll go tear your signs down and burn them or throw them away or stuff like that. They should be a law, and there is. If they catch you on their property, well, they can do something to you. But that's going on right now, real bad.
Is it?
Oh yes, sir.
Well, they caught some not too long ago up in north of here. They prosecuted them.
They do prosecute if they get the goods on them, and right now it's going on real bad all over the county, and especially out in the Fairview, Gold Ridge area.
I had a friend of mine.
They're expensive too.
Yeah,
well, they are. It's a petroleum product, right? So that's always expensive nowadays. But when I ran last time, a friend of mine saw someone putting up one of my signs and reported the tag number. So I called the sheriff's department, and the person who was doing it was a guy fired from the water department years ago. So if someone's, you're always going to have an agenda.
There's a reason for it, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason or the other. Yeah. Talking about Raymond Higdon, let's see now, he served as
tax collector.
Tax collector.
Yeah.
And I had heard that Randall sometimes when he'd go to a funeral he'd carry an onion inside his handkerchief. So
he had pepper too.
He had pepper inside, so that he'd make sure he cried. Was that true?
Well, he was, he shed a lot of tears. Go ahead.
And so, most of them legitimate, we hope.
Well, he acted just like it was a real thing,
He'd wait till everybody got in and sit down before he'd go in. And then he'd march down.
He had it figured out, I'm telling you. And as a young man, I was observant, and I watched these fellas here, and I watched Raymond Higdon, and you know, try to pick up a few pointers. You know,
what made the difference in terms of the electorate, the people who vote then compared to the people who vote now? What changes have come about? I mean, in terms of their attitude and things they expect out of a candidate. I mean, they were looking for somebody, maybe they weren't looking for someone who needed a job, you know, because they drove an older car. But what kind of differences are there between the two eras, would you say, in the electorate?
Gosh, I don't know. I still think you got to have, in Coleman County, what we all call retail politics, don't you? Where you got to
retail politics,
where you got to get out there and see the voter and ask them for their vote, you know, and it may not be as much as it used to, but there were a lot of people back in those days when I'm talking about, first time I ran, if you didn't ask them for their vote, you didn't get it.
Right.
You know, I had a friend in Baileyton that I grew up with, and we've got a running story about that that'd take too long to tell, but and word got to me that he wasn't going to vote for me if I didn't come see him, and he half raised me, you know, so
wow.
You know,
that's interesting, because I encountered that too. And
you can't, as a candidate running for office, you cannot take for granted anybody.
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned quickly. You know, you better ask people for their vote.
You know, nowadays they really don't want you to come to their house. Back in those days when I ran first, you went to everybody's house and went in.
Well, which brings to light the issue of the negative image of politics now. For example, the local probate judge's race, you know. Was it that bad back then? Did it get that messy?
At times it did.
I never did know if it did.
At times
there's another old timer out there too that we hadn't mentioned, Big Jim Boyd. Jim Boyd was one of the better politicians. He went around with me at first, and then the next election after mine, he ran and got elected, you know.
What did he do that you didn't do?
He worked harder than I did.
He worked door to door.
Yeah.
Well, Tom worked hard. Tom Drake, well, both Toms, of course, worked hard. But Tom Drake was well organized with his supporters, and that was a lot of your campaign.
Oh, I'd take a lot of them with me to other counties when I went, you know, like.
And they enjoyed it. You know, my daddy enjoyed that. Was entertainment.
But then another thing about Tom Drake, so after he got elected, he hired a lot of people, and when he hired them people, they got out and worked for him.
You know, road people, I was more or less responsible for hiring the road people.
Yeah.
That's right.
Was that an impact? Did that have an impact? The fact that it became the county commission's responsibility to take care of roads. Did that have an impact on your time spent as a chairman?
Oh, it did. When I was chairman, the first term, we didn't have the road responsibility. The state had the county roads, and then the bill was passed during that time, and we took the roads over. I handled the transition of the roads from the state to the county, and I was reelected then for another term. But then the third term, as I asked for it, roads were the big issue. You know,
is that right?
Yeah.
Well, people were concerned about roads back then. It seems as though they would be now, or maybe more so, because you had more dirt roads, right?
And roads. We had a lot of roads. Tom could tell you. Both Toms can tell you about the numbers of roads, numbers of miles of roads.
George Wallace did more for the road situation than anybody. I mean,
Jim Folsom did.
And Big Jim Folsom started it all.
He started it all.
In Coleman County, people just loved him, and throughout the state of Alabama, the farm market road program was Big Jim's all the way.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, gentlemen. We're going to take a break and come back, and we're going to talk some more with our guest this morning regarding politics, Mr. Mayor Randall Shedd. We'll be back in the second half.
The most common type of adoption hearing that I have here in Coleman County is a step-parent adoption. It's a very happy day when I get to sign the papers and make official, make legal what occurred in the heart of that step-parent the day he or she became the loving parent. Those important decisions happen each and every day for me as probate judge.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse, November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for president, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for president of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements. Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away our prizes. On this Friday, we have the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill. And we have 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery. Those are the prizes we have for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question, of course, about one of these ads. And we start with Mr. Plumber, Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company, locally owned and operated. Always free estimates on new construction, commercial, residential service, and remodeling. Call Mr. Plumber.
Mr. Hicks Menswear has business men's suits and sport coats in regular, big, and tall sizes. They're the Reader's Choice winner for men's vest clothing, and they have 20% off their Pima cotton.
You're in good hands with Sorelli at Doug Doggett Jewelers. Sorelli is the antique-inspired heirloom jewelry. That's why you shop at Doug Doggett Jewelers in Southwest Coleman.
The Uniform Place has fabulous fall styles and inspired new looks for silent work. For complete outfits and flexible styles than ever before at the Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue.
Tires for Less is more than just tires. They have 80 years experience in servicing cars. If you have minor problems on your car, that's the place to go. Great service at a good price. Tires for Less.
And the crew at Earl's Body Shop wants to remind you to move over for all of those emergency vehicles. Earl's Body Shop offers large and small towing, local or long distance. Give them a call, 734-2406, or visit them on the web, earlsbodyshop.com.
Tutor Doctor, we make house calls. They can help you with math, reading, ACT preparation, of course all other subjects as well. Qualified local tutors are available.
Savor the experience of savings at Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. There's $25 off the New King James Study Bible, and they have best recipe cookbooks. Also, the My Media Burn Bar. That copies artist CDs, custom songs, and accompaniment tracks are coming soon.
Save as much as 50% on the HydroMaster tire. This is new to Coleman. Available at People's Tires, Brake and Alignment Center on Catherine Street.
Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books are half price every day, and new books are 20% off every day. Deb's Bookstore, where gift certificates are available and browsers are welcome.
There we go with some of our merchant ads. Our phone number, 256-734-7399. Of all of our advertisers, where are you most likely to find Paige?
Huh.
How about that for a question for today? Of all the advertisers, where are you most likely to find Paige?
Where could it be, audience?
She is at one of the advertisers frequently.
Frequently,
and if you've watched our show, you would know the answer to that.
Yes.
256-734-7399. We have a caller ready to go. Hello, who's calling?
Beverly.
From where are you calling?
West Point.
Okay, where do you find Paige?
Aquatic Center.
That's right, Wellness and Aquatic Center. Stay on the line, please. You hang out there quite a bit, don't you?
Quite a bit, yes.
Paige also works at the front desk at the Aquatic Center.
That's
Keeps
right,
us up to date with what's going on.
Come see us.
Yes, let's look at the rest of our merchant ads right now. This time we start with Borden Family Pharmacy, providing immunizations including flu shots, pneumonia, meningitis, shingles, and whooping cough. Borden Family Pharmacy on Highway 157.
The Coleman Wellness and Aquatic Center, there's fitness opportunities available there. There's a 6-lane competition pool, a full fitness center, and a variety of aerobic and cycling classes. Day passes are available for just $10.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Pick any 2 items for just $3.33, 3 for $4.44, or 4 items for $5.55 at Dairy Queen.
High Tide Sports Grill is on Highway 31 next to Burgess Body Shop. Tonight they have shrimp night, and their hours for this evening are 3 to 10, so come out and support them.
And Huntsville Guns and Ammo, where prices are lower on a wide variety of guns, ammo, and reloading supplies. Huntsville Guns and Ammo, see Paul or Stephen Harper. On the corner across from the Huntsville City Hall.
Open the door to history and fine prints. We're talking about Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They offer jewelry, framing, and prints. You can visit them on the web at renardsgallery.com or give them a call, 739-5997.
Cosmic Sound DJ Entertainment. They're on the internet, cosmicsound.net, or you can call Daryl Nellery at 256-736-3888.
Baldwin Counseling Center, having problems, need to talk, or want privacy? Howard Rogers is the person to call. You can give him a call at 737-3087. He can help you out with weight loss, individual and family counseling, and lifestyle coaching.
And Mullins Body Shop, located at Phelan, 52 years. They've been doing auto body repair and towing. Call Sonny, Stacy, Beth, or Jim at Mullins Body Shop. And those are the merchant ads for today. We have a lot of birthdays to talk about for today and this weekend. Who has a birthday today?
On this Friday, Peggy Randolph, Noah Holmes, Tyler Branch, Sherry Harper, and Oliver Haygood celebrate a birthday. On Saturday, Annalie Edelman, Doyle Krill, and Mary Monk celebrate a birthday. And on Sunday, the lovely Kim Borwick will celebrate a birthday.
Hey, I know her.
And now it's time to draw for our 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. And if Miss Kim wins, I'm going to get a little suspicious.
Okay. Our winner is Natalie Miller. And her birthday was earlier this week. Natalie Miller is the winner of our birthday prize. We have one anniversary.
On this Friday, Billy and Terry Gilly celebrate a birthday, so happy anniversary to you, and you will win a $15 gift certificate to the Candle Garden.
And let's see, our weather is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Beautiful sunny day today, high of 69. Clear tonight, low of 43. Sunny tomorrow, warming all the way up to 77.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Premier Bank is asking for your vote. We want to be your bank. Our platform is simple, service that no other bank can offer. We're locally owned and operated, and that means we make decisions right here. So vote today for Mom, Apple Pie, and Premier Bank. I'm Jay Mullins, and I approve this message.
I designated myself and one cell phone number. The cell phone number that I have is the one contact number that is available for the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department, Coleman Regional Medical Center, and any individual that is in need of contact with the probate office for psychiatric commitments after hours on holidays and weekends.
The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse, November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for President, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for President of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party. And we welcome the Fairview Mayor, Randall Shedd, for our morning program again. We're talking about history of politics in Coleman County. But Randall mentioned during the break that, and he is responsible for getting all of the former chairmen of the Coleman County Commission all together a few months ago and getting their input. And I appreciate that, Randall, as a former chairman. And you have, of course, is it a monthly retirement living kind of publication?
We do once a month, right? Coleman County Retiring Senior News. We've been doing, as a result of that little group get-together we had, I really did enjoy that.
I did too.
I think it was wonderful.
You gonna keep that paper going?
Yes, sir. It's a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and we feel like it's important.
You do a good job.
That's part of my day job,
right.
Commission on Aging. But
you did something as a mayor for the new incoming chairman, I believe, didn't you?
Well, all of us mayors last night got together at Fairview at Chesley Oaks Golf Course and had a cookout with our new incoming chairman, Kenneth Walker. It was a wonderful event. We had 10 mayors there, a lot of council members and their families there from different towns, and 2 new mayors. We've got a new mayor at Fairview and a new mayor at Garden City coming in. They were both there. Our senator, representative, sheriff, 2 commissioners, and it was just, I tell you what it was. It was a pep rally for Kenneth Walker to let him know that, it's important that we work together and cooperate, and that was really the essence of it.
I don't think if it's been done before.
It was people had an opportunity to make a little donation to his campaign if they wanted to, but that wasn't the important thing. I think it was so important that every mayor in Coleman County hosted this event for him, he's coming in as chairman, and it's a big job. I don't have to tell you, but it's a big job. It's a lot of tough decisions to be made, and Kenneth Walker as chairman needs our thoughts and prayers, and that was like I say, it was a pep rally for him to encourage him and to try to get everybody on the same page, and it was wonderful. So I really enjoyed it. It seemed like everybody did.
I think that was a good idea, a great idea to do that. Let me ask you this, Randall. Colony has a difficult situation because they've got a tied vote as to who the new mayor is going to be in Colony, and right now it does not look like an end to it. Their new mayor, would go in. Is it during January?
Well, I really don't know what the situation is there. Obviously, it's at a standstill. It looks like, and all I know is what I read, about it. But there was as I understand it, a tie vote in the runoff. And then there was a tie vote in the council position, to appoint someone. Mm-hmm. And then, if I understand it, the new council will come aboard now because that term ends Sunday night of everybody that's in office now. And midnight Sunday night, it's over with. So the new council come in, and I think there's some problem about a quorum in there, not enough to constitute a quorum, which you got to have, and so I assume the governor will have to get involved in it some way or another. So I just don't really know how it's going to work. We've enjoyed working with Mayor Fitz. He's a very nice gentleman. Erling Johnson was a wonderful leader there, and we worked with her a long time. It's a great community. This is an opportunity for someone to step up and be a leader It may not be either of the two candidates. It may be somebody really needs to step up that can bring everybody together, and that's
well, you could do it if she decided to do it.
It's not just that community that can happen. It could happen in any community.
I don't know that she'd take it even.
They got some young boys down there that would be good at that. We had one up here one time not too long ago. We talked to him. It was I forget his name, but he was very highly intelligent. It seemed to me like.
Right.
And he had a good attitude about stuff. They got some people down there that could handle that if they get it right.
Politics is the art of compromise. Is that the definition of it? And it's got to be. You got to figure out a way to make use of politics and use of democracy to make things happen for all the people. That's what it's all about. And all of us that has served in office knows that there's a few people that would, from Washington on to everywhere, and to the mayor or council, that will want to use politicians. Politicians sometimes get a bad name, but there's folks out there that wants to use politicians for their own benefit.
Right.
And that's what has to be guarded against.
Right.
And anywhere, anywhere. The purpose of our taxpayers and the government is to make things happen for everybody. To serve everybody.
Let me ask you this, Randall, in your opinion, with this contest and the local probate judges race, with all the negatives going on, is in local politics, has it gotten dirtier and more mudslinging than it was during your first days as a chairman?
Well, I don't really think so. It might be a little different. Might be a little. It's two people fighting for a job. Fighting for.
It's more out in the open.
That's what I.
Are you saying
talking about the difference? That's I guess what I'm saying about.
Are you talking about it's more in the paper and more?
It used to. They'd do a lot of that stuff, but it wasn't out in papers and
the whispering campaign.
Publicized.
Why was it not?
I think they did the right thing, probably.
Was it Mr. Bryan and the Coleman Times chose not to deal with those issues?
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Well, he dealt with some.
He dealt with mine.
Yeah. He dealt with some. Now you go back and read. Go to the basement of the courthouse and you can read about stuff. No, this is not new.
It's not new. Okay, on a national level, has it gotten dirtier, or is it about the same?
Well, you go back and read history. Some of those folks really, literally fought it out.
There were duels.
So I don't know. It gets discouraging sometimes. I was watching the last debate, and I just got up and went and watched RFD channel, and it's Red Stegall. He comes on at 8:30 every Monday night, and I enjoy watching him. And it was a lot better than those debates.
You see them two little old babies are crying because they had heard them presidential candidates talk so much they wanted them to shut up.
Little girl
ready to cry.
Yeah,
she wanted them to shut up.
So it's all about strategy. You have a strategy, and some, it's like a football game. It's just political football. Your strategy is to try to get across the goal line, and sometimes your strategy is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We'll know Tuesday which one's right, which one's strategy is right. Are you offended? Did you offend the voters by? Did you go too far, or is it? Who knows? We'll know Tuesday.
I tell you, the majority of the voters can pretty well analyze what's going on, and they'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And you can't beat that.
Was it the same way back in the 70s, that the voters could figure it out and say, "I see through this"?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. I think so. And of course, the politics is a lot more sophisticated now. With all the the internet, and you know, information can be distributed in a split second now. And you know, with the whispering campaigns, I guess you could say, it took a while for it to get around.
Let me ask you this. Again, after so many years as a public servant, Randall, what would be your best advice to someone running for public office? What would you tell them? A couple of things that you feel are important.
About running or serving or both? Or?
Both.
Oh, well, running, first of all, I would say if you're not interested in serving, you know, you don't need to run. Look, if you're going to run to win. That's you know, and you work hard, do whatever it takes to win. And then if you but get out there and see the people, listen to the people. You can. That's what I did the first time I ran, and I know these gentlemen here did too. If they get out there and listen to the people, you know, you can do polls and all that kind of stuff. I never would do that, but I listen to the people, and you'll find out what's on people's minds. But you know, the bottom line is sometimes you go in, you get in. It's different once you're serving in office. You got to look out for everybody. You know, if you do the job right. And like I said a while ago, there's elements that will try to use the government. There's elements that take that whole budget of every agency. You know, the state government, federal government. If people would let them, so it's got to be used for everybody, for the good of everybody. If you're not, first thing you know, we're all gone.
If you can't represent all the people, you don't need to be in there. You need to be out.
Well, Randall, thank you so much for coming to visit us.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Appreciate your coming.
Enjoyed it. I thank everybody for letting me serve all these years. It's been wonderful.
We appreciate
it's been an honor. It really has.
Thank you. For today on Do That's Politics.
Accident, storm, they all happen in Coleman County. And for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with auto owners. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Karen. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference. The Coleman County Republican Party urges you to vote Republican from the White House to the courthouse, November 6th. The Republican candidates include Mitt Romney for president, Roy Moore for Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Twinkle Cavanaugh for president of the Alabama Public Service Commission, Lisa McSwain for Coleman County Circuit Clerk, and Tammy Brown for Coleman County Probate Judge. Remember, vote Republican November 6th. This ad paid for by the Coleman County Republican Party.
If you're looking for the ride of your life, you'll find it at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales in Coleman. I'm talking about sharp cars and trucks that'll get you noticed, and deals too low to believe. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it, and find it for less at Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales. Come on, North Alabama. It's time you had a sharp set of wheels and a really good deal. Billy Ray Taylor Auto Sales, serving you from 2 big lots, Highway 31 North and 31 South in Coleman, Alabama.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
Community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The Mount Olive Church Christmas Bazaar will be Saturday, November 3rd from 8 to 3 at the Fairview Town Hall. Homemade arts, crafts, pies, and more. They're serving breakfast, biscuits, and a sandwich and soup lunch. The Holly Pond Centennial 5K race will be Saturday, November 2nd at 8 a.m. The registration fee is $15, which includes a t-shirt. And Wall State Theater presents Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's a musical comedy that tells the biblical story of Joseph. This will be tonight at 7 p.m., tomorrow and Sunday at 2 p.m., $10 for adults, $5 for students and children. The Holiday Bazaar at First United Methodist Church will be Thursday, November 8th from 7 to 4. Crafts, sewing, candy, and baked items for sale. Come and help the Joyful Hearts celebrate their 20th anniversary on Friday, November the 9th from 7 p.m. at the McGunkin Civic Center. Tickets are $12 in advance and $15 at the door. The Masters of Motown will be visiting us at 7 p.m. on Monday, November the 19th at the Betty Lee Payne Theater at Wallace State. Single tickets are available at the door for $20. For more information, call 339-4447. Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If your organization has a community billboard that they like to send to us, please do that. channel2coleman@gmail.com is where you can send it, or you can fax it to 734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
The weather forecast for today, sunny with a high of 69. Clear tonight, low of 43. Sunny again tomorrow with a high near 77. Coming up on Monday, who do we have coming to see us?
We have Teresa Dyer, who's going to come see us on Monday. She is starting a new show with us called What's Cooking, so she's going to do a little promotion for that, which will start next Monday, right after Today on 2. And then Jamie McCann with the Coleman Christian School will be with us. She's going to talk about their fundraising event that's coming up. I know that school is in need of some funds because they were completely torn down during the tornado, still trying to rebuild, so we want to get the word out about that. So that's who's going to come and see us on Monday.
That's our program for today. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Have a great weekend.